What's going on, you guys? TBR here, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another King of Fighters All-Star video. And if you guys are wondering why you can't see my goofy face down in the bottom left-hand corner, well, I would point you to my community tab post from earlier this morning, because, yeah, my morning's been great, let me tell you. I'll go ahead and give you the short version. I woke up today, my electricity was out because it's winter, and winter sucks, and as a result of my electricity being out, my internet was down. Luckily, my electricity's back, but my internet still down. So, therefore, what I am doing today is I'm going ahead and I am trying to find 10 minutes to kind of find by myself at work so I can leech off the Wi-Fi and give you guys some form of content today. So yeah, this isn't the video that I expected to be able to give you guys today, but hey, you gotta roll with the punches, right? So that's what we're going to do today. Now, before we get into what we're going to be talking about today, if you guys haven't already done so and you enjoy daily King of Fighters All-Star content, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. Helps me out a lot. And let's go ahead and talk about something that I've been getting a ton, and I mean a ton, of questions about. I've been pinged all night long over this topic, and so therefore I figured since I can't do the video that I originally planned, I'll go ahead and call an audible and we'll talk about this. And that is, of course, where the hell is the update and where the hell is any information on said update? Now, you guys, I'm going to be honest with you, I did not expect any information today, if I'm being 100% honest. Typically, Netmarble doesn't really like to give us a whole lot of information on updates unless it's about 24 hours out from when they're going to have the update drop, which, you know, for better or for worse, has been kind of their pattern. I tend to believe that it would be better if they would give us this information early on. You guys know me, I've talked about this several times here on the channel over the course of the past year. I really do think that Netmarble would benefit from giving us some form of roadmap, you know, whether that's a monthly roadmap or even a quarterly roadmap that's a little less kind of detailed and just gives us kind of a brief outline of what they have planned. Yeah, either one of those would be amazing. You know, I think about games such as Fire Emblem Heroes when I talk about this, where they tend to give us a monthly roadmap every single month, which is definitely a thing that a lot of people appreciate, but hey, it is what it is when it comes to the King of Fighters All-Star and Netmarble in particular, because when it comes to Netmarble, this is their habit, this is how they run business, and this is what they do, for better or for worse. If you take a look at how they treat their other games, they really don't do much else outside of what they already do here, which is pretty much nothing. You know, if you look at Seven Knights 2, when it comes to the information they like to give us on these updates, they really don't give us a whole lot of information until the day of, which is, yeah, kind of standard, it seems like, for the way that they do business. So in the end, as much as I would like to see them start to be a little bit more informative and a little bit more communicative with the audience that plays their games, unfortunately, it does not seem like that is something that Netmarble has a whole lot of interest in general, and at the end of the day, it's going to be one of those things that I doubt we will ever see change. However, when it comes to the update and where the hell the update is, I know a lot of people were expecting some sort of information, whether it was going to be a trailer or, you know, even just a teaser image or whatever the case may be. You know, we got a little bit spoiled last year with them doing that with several of their banners. Now, that isn't to say that they did that with every banner, because of course they didn't. However, there were several banners where they would at least give us teaser images to give us a little bit of a hype train to hop on right before they decided they were going to go ahead and open the floodgates and give us all the information. Now, of course, from a marketing standpoint, this would make sense. You want people to get hyped, you want people to kind of have an idea of what to expect, and therefore you want people to start to get excited. Unfortunately, they go the opposite direction, which is don't give them any information, don't let them get hyped for anything, and instead incite them to go on the forums on Discord and on Reddit and ping the big review until he has to turn his notifications off for the day. I'm just kidding, but seriously. But in the end, Netmarble does need to learn from this. This is something that they have been guilty of with every one of their games, like I've said. You know, they will have these moments where they'll decide, and maybe it's a moment of clarity, maybe somebody decided they had some free time that day and they decide that they're going to slap together some sort of teaser image or something to give to people, so that way people start to get a little excited or know what to expect. But it tends to be a situation where that's maybe 25% of the time, and otherwise they like to just kind of make us wait until the last minute, which of course isn't great if you're trying to budget things like your resources or your rubies. But at the same time, I've always told people, and I will continue to tell people, hoard your resources until you know exactly what you can expect with the upcoming update, if you know one is on its way. And we definitely know one is on its way. It's just more of a situation where we don't necessarily know exactly what's going to be in it. So right now, all we pretty much know is that they are planning probably an SS Terry drop alongside another SS character yet to be named. We know this from that dev video. We know that they are planning on giving us the PC launch for this game as well, which we don't know if that is going to be part of this update, although I think that we have our collective fingers crossed on that and are all very hopeful that that does happen sooner rather than later. And I think that that would do a lot to help a lot of people's worries on this. But at the same time, I do think that a lot of people out there just kind of have unrealistic expectations of exactly what Netmarble is going to do at this point. And I'm not saying that because that is a negative thing to be said towards the people that are the audience for this game. Instead, that's more of an indictment on Netmarble, because at this point, what can you really expect? This is Netmarble. This is what they do, this is what they've conditioned us to, and this is just how they are. They aren't very communicative. They have these brief moments where they will decide that they're going to be more communicative, and then it's kind of like you're in an abusive relationship where the person's like, oh, I'm going to change, and then for a day they change, and you're like, oh, cool, this is awesome, maybe things will work out. And then a week later, it's the exact same stuff. So in the end, I don't really necessarily think that we can expect much better from Netmarble on this type of thing. I think we've all pretty much told them at one point or another over the course of the past couple of years, you know, that we would like to see some sort of roadmap, or we would like more information, or we would like them to be a little bit more transparent with things. And I do think to some extent they've attempted that. I would say that you could point to Manager Kiki's channel in general and kind of see that maybe that's something that they did try to solve with that a little bit. But even then, we did lose out on the live stream, so I definitely don't think that there's much of a trade-off there when we talk about changing out the live streams for a, you know, every one, maybe once a month at this point video from the dev team or something like that. So we don't even get any Ruby codes for those, so, you know, it is what it is. But I digress. It's just going to be one of those situations, unfortunately, where we're just going to have to accept that Netmarble is going to work on Netmarble's schedule, and they really don't care whether or not they get the hype going for this stuff or not, which I don't really get, because you would think that as a business, they'd be in the business of, I don't know, making money. But unfortunately, that does not seem to be Netmarble's forte, and they don't seem to have very many people at Netmarble that know how to market whatsoever. So in the end, you guys, I think that this is going to be one of those things that'll probably just blow over in the next 24 hours once we get the update notice on the official forum, hopefully tomorrow. Fingers crossed. If it doesn't, we riot. But at the same time, I do get the feeling that that is what's going to happen, and more than likely this will be a nice little update that will keep everybody happy for a few weeks. And yeah, I say that, but then this time next week people are going to be asking what the next banner is or when the next banner is. So it is what it is. So anyway, you guys, that's pretty much what I've got for you today. I have other things that I need to get to, unfortunately. I'm sorry for the format of today's video. It's unfortunate, but not much I can do. Again, I hate winter. But anyway, you guys, I hope you found this informative or at least enjoyable. If you did, smash that like button and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. You all take care. Peace.
Continue.